Okay, I watched a YouTube clip of MSNBC's Stephanie Ruhl's program, and man, look, it blew my mind. Okay, let me set it up for you. One of the guests that she had was Tom Rogers. He was the co-founder and contributor of CNBC. Now, Stephanie Ruhl asked Stephanie Mehta this question.
Okay, then I want to go to my fear. And Steph, I want you to comment. On Wednesday, Trump had the day off of court. He was on the campaign trail. And what did he do? He told reporters he will not necessarily accept the election results if he doesn't like them, i.e., if he doesn't win. I get that maybe somewhere in the back of our mind, like, oh, we assumed he'd do that. That's a huge problem.
Now, we've all heard about Trump not accepting the results. He did it back in 2016. He did it in 2020. We all know that. And we're like, okay, whatever. We're going to win anyway.
But Trump always tells you what he is going to do. I mean, you know, the Time magazine article pointed out everything he said he was going to do. People have been, the 2025 project very clearly spells out exactly what is going to happen if there is a Trump administration. And similarly, when Trump says that he will not accept the results of the election, we should be prepared for the fact that he is not going to accept the results of the election. It's plain as day. He is going to do exactly what he says.
But you also have to go, and I implore you to go do this. You have to go look up Project 2025. Stephanie's right, but it's not just Donald Trump. It's any Republican administration. They're going to enact Project 2025. And I guess you're thinking, okay, if the Democrats win the House, they win the Senate, they win the White House, or a combination thereof, what does it matter? Democrats are going to be in control of the Congress or the Senate or the White House. So what does it matter if Trump don't agree to accept the election results? Then Tom Rogers get up and he spoke. And I'm going to let the man cook. And I don't understand why I didn't figure this out.
And it will be a very different approach to election denial than it was last time. They learned a lot. And what they learned is you got to stay away from the courts. Can you deny elections and not have it subject to court review? And the big difference this time that everybody's got to pay attention to
You're killing me here,
is
Tom.
that you have Mike Johnson as Speaker, not Nancy Pelosi. And the fact that the Republicans control the House is significant in this respect. There's a view that the House election in terms of who takes control is going to be close. But the Democrats have a really good shot. But it is the previous Congress, our current Congress, that certifies House races. And it could be something, and I'm sure they've thought of this, if there's some close races that the Democrats look like they've won, but it would turn control of the House to the Democrats, they don't certify. And then you end up on January 3rd with the Republicans in control. Come January 6th, you have the Republicans, and this is a huge issue, a parliamentary tactic, which would mean that the Electoral Count Reform Act, which was supposed to solve all this, to make sure that an election couldn't be stolen by Congress. One problem. Those rules have to be adopted by the House, meaning the Senate's a continuous body. It has its people who are two-thirds of the body continues every election cycle. The House, it's a new House every time. If they don't put the implementing rules before the House for election, for adoption, you have a situation where they could reject the vote in close states because they've now stolen the House through election denial.
I'm going to take 2020 and bring it to 2024 because like he said, they learned a lot. So when we vote in November, it takes a while for the states to get everything up to the Congress. By December, okay? They seat the new Congress January 3rd. The people, so everybody isn't a lame duck from the time the election results happen until January 3rd. When January 3rd happens, they seat the new people that won their elections. So the entire House gets sworn in. 435 members of Congress, they got to get sworn in again. Only 1/3 of the Senate is sworn in. So once that's done on January 3rd, on January 6th, they certify the presidential election. What he's saying is if Mike Johnson is the speaker and you know he denied the 2020 election, what's going to stop him from denying the 2024 election? And on January 3rd, he's not going to certify the new House members. If you don't certify the new House members, he may still be speaker on January 6th. If that's the case, they cannot certify none of the elections. And by MAGA Mike Johnson rejecting the results of the 2024 election, he can still be speaker on January 3rd and 6th. And the Electoral Account Reform Act that they talked about, they got to adapt those rules. But if they still dealing with the old Congress, they want to adapt the new rules. In all of this, just like Tom Rogers said, is to avoid the courts because they lost in the courts. And if anybody try to challenge what's going on, the way they're doing it this way, the way he projected, they will be dismissed in the courts because it's set up that way. Why the hell did I think about this? So now when MTG go and try to remove the speaker and the Democrats help keep him there, what the fuck is going to happen? Is he going to turn on them for the 2024 election results? So now I'm thinking, instead of saying, let's keep Mike Johnson there, I'm now thinking if they get rid of Mike Johnson when she calls for that vote to remove him, hell, maybe they need to get Hakeem Jeffries in there. Oh my God, what? That's why Stephanie Rule put her head down. She understood it when he said it.
Republicans, and this is a huge issue, a parliamentary tactic which...
What do you think?